Yo, what up, Capone Squad? Welcome back to another haunted adventure with Carlos the Fam and Al Capone. We are actually at Central State Hospital. This place is over 2,000 acres of land, over 200 buildings, 2 prisons, and a cemetery with over 2,000 unmarked graves. This place is supposed to be extremely haunted. They did mistreat and abuse patients. This hospital actually opened up in 1837 and closed in the mid-1970s, and there's still 14 patients here to this day. Most of the buildings are abandoned, but they're tight on security. We're going to do a video walking through the cemetery and doing spirit communication. This place is absolutely insane. This was actually the biggest mental asylum in the world at one time. So if you guys are ready, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Let's go. So the reason why there's so many unmarked graves is there was only 48 doctors and over 20,000 patients. And they would starve them, abuse them, they would die, and they would come out to this field and just throw their bodies here, put some dirt over them. And that's what all these markers I'm about to show you represent. See, all these markers represent all the unmarked bodies. You could see behind me, see the barbed wire fence? That's actually the prison. And the roads just keep going and keep going, full of buildings, which I'll put some B-roll and some cinematic shots of during this video. Look how old these trees are. These trees are hundreds and hundreds of years old. Now, where we're walking, we're probably going to be walking on top of a lot of bodies and not even know it. I mean, these are all unmarked graves right here. Central State Hospital. I highly recommend you guys look it up because of all the history. I mean, this place was so... There was only 48 doctors and over 20,000 patients. They were so overwhelmed.
Are you serious? Only
And
48
doctors.
48 doctors.
And that's why they would just come here and dump bodies, because people would get starved, abused, mistreated, and
20,000 patients.
20,000.
That is a lot. That's more than
This
Pinhurst Asylum.
this was the biggest asylum in the world.
Yeah. So like I said, in Pinhurst Asylum, when I was there, they told us it was over over 10,000 patients there, and there was only like 40 or 50 doctors or something like that.
So this is about twice the size of
This is
Penhurst.
twice as that. Yeah.
Show you guys some of the... There are a couple marked graves, and a lot of them are from the 1800s. 1902.
He was 31 years old when he died.
Yeah, they died young back then.
Is that considered back then a long life?
No, probably like 50s, 60s was a great life. 48 to 52, I think, was like the average lifespan in the early 1800s.
Stuff up here. 1860s, 1901. 1809 to 1877. So this place has been around for a long time.
Yeah, this place...
And so, like I was saying to me earlier when we were walking around here, we were just looking at and checking it out and stuff, was that we could be possibly walking across graves and we didn't
Oh,
know.
we are. There's 2,000, over 2,000 bodies right here. We're 100% walking over bodies. Not that we can help that, but
Yeah, we can't help it. We can't see them. We don't know where it's at. So no disrespect.
that's what all the markers are for, representing all the bodies.
Yeah.
I say we go down here and turn on the spirit box. Yeah, jump into some communication, and then we actually brought a coin, guys, that says yes and no. It's not necessarily a Ouija board, but it's kind of it's a Ouija coin.
It's a Ouija coin.
But it just has a yes and no answer, and you flip it. You ask a question before, and if it lands on yes, it's yes to the question. If it lands on no, it's no to the question. Oh, check this out over here.
They used to just throw bodies like in a trunk or something like that.
Yeah, this whole land, bro, just threw them.
Just threw them in there.
Just threw them like nothing. Like, look at this mound right here. You know how many bodies are probably under this mound?
But you see this right here? It looks kind of odd.
It does look odd.
It has rocks and stuff. And it's like a form. It's formed like almost like a pit. You see that?
Pit to throw bodies, you think?
Maybe. You never know.
It is strange.
And that's not naturally done like that. That's put together.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like a little wall of rocks right here. Wow, there's a lot of beauty here, too.
I know, there's a lot of beauty. If you see anything, hear anything, definitely point it out, guys.
Ooh, those birds are attacking each other. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the necrophonic app. Like Carlos said, if you see or hear anything, put it down in the comments. Just because it's daytime, I mean, this is still haunted. We're talking 2,000 bodies right where we're still standing.
And a lot of them probably do have unfinished business, too.
A lot of unfinished business, a lot of anger, a lot of questions. Like I said, place is haunted, daytime, nighttime, it don't really matter.
Yeah, if you're gonna get something, people prefer usually at night anyways, because it's more creepy, the sense of it, you know, you're walking around in the dark, but...
Once in a while, it's good to see a place during the day.
Exactly. During the day,
Especially something so historic.
being here in this middle of the cemetery during the day.
You feel uncomfortable?
Like, I just feel like...
The sorrow for the spirits?
The sorrow. That's what I feel. That's what I feel like. I'm sad.
I mean, they starved people here. They beat them. What a lot of people don't understand is, back in the 1800s, you could get locked up for the most simple things. A lot of us would be put in a mental asylum. I probably would have ADHD, a learning disability, a speech impediment problem. Those things would get you locked up in an asylum because back then they didn't know how to treat it and they didn't know what it is. Now we have private schools. Now we have medication, the right doctors. We understand how to cope with problems. If you had bipolar or an anger issue, you would get locked up here. This is the place you would come in the 1800s.
See that, right? There's more markers over here.
Oh yeah, there's a ton more markers. If any spirits would like to answer some of the questions we're about to ask, there's a device right in front of me on the street stump. Please use it to speak. How many spirits are present right now? Hi.
Sound like hi, like a little girl.
Was your body dumped here or mistreated?
Pain.
I heard pain too. Yep. Were the doctors here nasty? What'd they do to you? How many bodies are here on this property? Do you want to communicate with us? Hi.
Yeah, you heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard it too.
What is your name?
You heard it said my name.
My name, it copied us. I was going to say that.
How many spirits are here? Sound like almost 10.
I heard 10, but I would think it'd be a lot more.
Yeah.
Are there spirits roaming this property right now? Were the doctors here evil? Did they mistreat you guys? Did you hear a laugh or a giggle outside the box?
Almost. I think so. We'll see when we're editing.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Something big snapped over there. Was that you trying to give us a sign? Good move. I could make out maybe one or two things there. When I put my headphones on and edit, that's when I'll be able to make out a lot of what was going on through the spirit box. There was so much. And
Same thing here. I usually end up listening over and over.
a lot of you guys will be able to make out what was said. Leave it down in the comments what you heard. So Carlos was just mentioning to his camera, there's a lot of Confederate soldiers buried in the cemetery from the Civil War. I wonder how they got put in the cemetery in the first place.
I don't know. Maybe, they went to war, they had a PTSD or something like that,
And then came to the
came
hospital.
to the hospital. And
Good point, because they didn't know what PTSD was back then.
exactly. He was probably had anxiety or something like that,
And
freaking out.
a lot of these soldiers were buried many years after the war, so that would make sense that they came to this hospital.
War and stuff like that. You got to think about it. The things they did to prisoners or of war.
Oh, the same things were sick.
Things that they seen. People get shot right next to you, and that's your friend. And now he's gone. That could mess with your head big time.
The prisoners in the war, they would put cuffs around the enemy soldiers' ankles and leave it on for months. And eventually it would just grind down to their bone.
Wow.
And they would get disease and lose their leg and die. Horrible.
Horrible stuff.
Yeah. This is a beautiful statue, I guess like a memorial. It's an angel looking up to the heavens. Absolutely incredible. People put stones around it, I think, just showing that they came and paid their respects. But me and Carlos are now going to play the Ouija coin. You guys see the detail on it? There's the no side. There's the yes side. Do you hear bells?
Yeah, I do.
It's like church music being played. I'll have to amp up my audio so you guys can hear that.
You can listen to those church bells.
Where's that piano? Yeah, it's church bells. Have the living areas, the eating areas, the prisons, places for the doctors, chapels, cemeteries, morgues, crematories. I mean, so much. We're gonna see if we can get into one of the prisons. But yeah, let's get on with this coin game.
Showed you guys earlier. Yes on one side, no on the other. Flip it up. Ask the question, flip it up, and wherever it lands, and it tells us basically the answer.
Like heads or tails.
Yeah, it's like almost like a Ouija board kind of theme,
Um,
Were the patients here mistreated? Let's do that. They say,
Alright.
were they mistreated?
That's
Now,
a definite
that's a
strike.
definite yes. It's a definite yes.
Alright, let me get
Okay,
a
go
flip
ahead, you
in.
do it.
Were the patients unhappy at this asylum?
It says no. Well, remember, if a lot of them were mentally
Ill.
handicapped,
They didn't have
they
feelings.
didn't have no feelings. They didn't know what was right, what was wrong.
They were dropped off here at such a young age.
Probably.
This is all they knew.
That's it.
Should we leave this property right now?
It says no.
Well, I don't know answers.
Okay. And the same weight on both sides. It's not like it's heavy on one side
No,
than the
no.
other. So it's the exact same thing.
Maybe they like the company.
Maybe they like the company. Should we come back here at night to do investigation?
It's a good one.
Ooh.
Dude, it likes us.
It said yes. That's freaky.
Okay. If we come back at nighttime, will you show your spirit as a full-bodied apparition for us?
Ooh, it said yes.
That's awesome.
It said yes, guys.
That's awesome. I couldn't pass up this opportunity, me and Carlos, to do a video here and share the history. Highly recommend you look up Central State Hospital. I mean, this place is magnificent. Definitely some future videos coming from here. If you could do me a favor and smash that like button and hit the subscribe button if you like haunted, abandoned history. Capone Squad, I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.